Hey folks, welcome to Smart Energy. These are conversations about renewable energy and sustainable living with experts and hopefully local experts here. And I've got two of them by my side. That is Eric Corwin. He is of the Solar Initiative. And we are today joined by Eric Majors of Seaside Sustainability. How are you both?
Hey.
Awesome. Hi. How are you, Corey?
Great to have you here. It's great to start Smart Energy. Eric Corwin, this was your idea with the Solar Initiative, so I'll hand over the keys to you.
Well, thank you, Corey. I'm excited to be here today with Eric Majors. I've known Eric actually going back to the time where my kids were going to school at one of the local high schools in the area. Met him there, and we kind of had a connection then. I was entering, it was about 6 or 7 years ago, wasn't it, Eric?
Yeah.
And so 6 or 7 years ago, and so back then, I was kind of in my pre-entering the whole renewable energy space and solar energy and whatnot, and we kind of hit it off from there. So I wanted you to be our first guest as part of Smart Energy. So a little bit about you. I'm going to read this, and if I mess anything up, just let me know, okay? So Eric Majors, he's the founder and executive director of Seaside Sustainability. And he brings 3 decades of leadership in environmental education to the organization. He's a recognized thought leader. Now, Eric has garnered dozens of local, state, and national awards. His Green Scholars curriculum has been adopted by the school systems across the country. Here to you on that. And his outdoor education programs are replicated near and far. So Eric earned 2 master's degrees. Geez, I can't even think about that. I had a BS. I didn't have the time for that. 2 master's degree in education, holds certifications in sustainability, innovation, project-based learning, and 9 teaching certificates. I want to say to you, here for being a part of this organization. We're excited to have you here today. I guess
Thank you for the invite. Appreciate
of course.
it. And Corey.
Of course. So my first question, I think, kind of revolves around, tell us about the beginning of Seaside. Tell us kind of where you were and what's your thought process behind it.
So as you said, I was a teacher for 20 years. And the last 10 of those years, I designed a course called Green Scholars. It's project-based learning and sustainability, where students take a project in their school, in their district, in their communities, and it's actionable. It's not just, jumping through hoops and regurgitating information to a teacher. It's really they're actually doing. So they're converting their school or their community into a lot of sustainable action. So students take on projects like setting up a composting system throughout the school, or building edible schoolyards, gardens, or doing something really STEMmy like solar, like wind, like aquaponics or hydroponics or green cleaning. I mean, there's a whole lot of things that students can do. And the reason behind it is kind of twofold. One, I'm a strong believer in project-based learning. I'm a strong believer that students are ready now to start working. I think a lot of educators, we get in this habit of kind of like we're preparing kids for for their next step, their next chapters. But I really think like students are not challenged enough in their, not necessarily intellectually, but I feel like we're not like getting to all of our students by just doing that model, and they really have the ability to make some changes right where they are. And the other thing is using the school as a teaching model. I mean, you have this incredible way, this incredible method, this Green Scholars curriculum literally can convert a school to be an award-winning school, one of the greenest schools in the country, the US ED award, and many of our schools have gotten this award just from this course. And then if you're a student or you're a staff member walking around and conducting your school day every day, literally you are surrounded, immersed in sustainability. So that's what I had as a teacher. That's what I did. I wanted to continue that process and really get Green Scholars to lots of places around the world. And so I trained lots and lots, hundreds of people around the world to do this. And The kind of more global ones were virtual and pretty challenging to do that. So the ones that were really effective were in person. And so, so I left being a teacher to really to start Green Scholars at a bigger level, and then do a bunch more, which I'm sure we'll talk about. But we are in the process right now of converting Green Scholars into a virtual platform, and to try to get lots and lots of schools all over the world to do it. So, and it's the time, you know. I mean, sustainability is not going to be the way of doing business in any curriculum, public school, K-12 in the United States, and anytime soon. So anything that students can do, anything that schools can do, I think, to teach sustainability and to become more sustainable is of the utmost importance.
No, I would agree. I would agree. Tell me a little bit about some of the local actions you're taking as it relates to Seaside Sustainability and the community with these scholars, as far as, you know, getting them out and you know, doing whatever kinds of projects you might be doing.
So Seaside, we have a long history of doing some local work, not just in Green Scholars. So we have legislation and advocacy work. We started doing single-use plastic bans legislation in communities locally, regionally, and then we've helped people nationally. Essentially, what they are was really helping communities design bylaws and laws around single-use plastic bans in their community, or single-use plastic legislation. Our legislation advocacy division is going a lot further up the food chain, trying to look at, you know, extended producer responsibility now, not looking at the consumers, more looking at who's the producers of all this stuff. So locally, regionally, and nationally. We have had a very robust marine science and education program where we've read college kids and high school students and elementary school groups, summertime, spring, summer, fall, marine science programs in Gloucester, mostly around marine debris and marine debris reduction. COVID kind of threw a little bit of a cog, of a wrench into the works, and we've had to step back a little bit just because of that. So we're redesigning our marine science and education work in Cape Ann and beyond to be a little bit virtual, but also to bring it back when COVID is in a better place. So.
Okay. Now I'm going to ask a question that may seem a little ridiculous or a little silly, but tell me, if you were to really boil it down, the word sustainability, what does that mean to the average person who may be watching this? I mean, you've talked about some of the aspects of sustainability in the schools and whatnot, but what does it mean to Sally and Joe who live in Rockport or Gloucester or Beverly? What does sustainability on its most basic level mean?
Well, I think there's a American Indian, and I don't know what tribe, that has this belief, and it's the belief of seven generations, or the seventh generation. And what they believe is that the actions that they take today don't have a negative impact on the next 7 generations. So it has a positive impact on the next seven generations. And I also think there's another way of looking at sustainability. It's called the triple bottom line. It's called people, planet, and profit. So if you look at anything about what we do, the way we conduct business, the way we shop, the way we operate, the way that humans interact with our Earth, those are the 3 things: people, planet, profit. And how do we interact with them in a positive way where it's culturally beneficial, it's good for business, and it's good for the planet. Gotcha.
No, I mean that's our goal across the board. Now, tell me a little bit about you. You alluded to it a bit, but the National STEM Honor Society, and how that kind of came out of Seaside Sustainability, or how did that emanate? How did that come about?
Yeah, so National STEM Honor Society was born out of Seaside Sustainability. It became its own entity in the summer of 2020. We launched it smack during COVID, so
Okay.
it's been hugely successful to do a program into schools across the country. And National STEM Honor Society, so STEM and sustainability, when you go down to like the basics of what's going to make our Earth and our actions more sustainable, well, there's a few things. One is laws and governing the way we process. I don't think we're going to be able to get out of the mess that we've created unless our government steps in. Two is personal, our behaviors, what we do collectively, how it interacts with our Earth. And three, I think, is technology. STEM and sustainability are incredibly well meshed, and I think that I think a lot of what's going to get us to become sustainable, if we ever can become sustainable, I think what's going to help us is technologies and things that come out of STEM. So that is kind of the basis of how National STEM Honor Society was created. It was created to get increase STEM and sustainability in schools across the country and around the world. We've got a lot of inquiries around the world. Where National STEM Honor Society is very unique as an honor society is that we're K through career. So it starts in kindergarten and goes right through college. We like to think of ourselves as really developing a spectrum of people. You know, you can never, it's that 10,000 hour to be an expert in something.
Right.
You know, you can't, generally speaking, you don't become an expert at something if you start as an adult. You usually have to start at something, when you're a kid. And so what we're doing is trying to get elementary schools to get their programs and National STEM Honor Society chapters, and the middle schools and the high schools. And so you have a district that has, and it's a winning, it's a great program, and we're really excited about it.
Incredible passion for the various aspects of sustainability through the STEM program, through the STEM Honor Society and whatnot. Fair statement.
Yeah.
They're very passionate about.
Yeah.
How does that, when you're looking at one of your members of the Honor Society, how does that kind of, does the family dynamic with that maybe one individual, does it kind of, does it permeate the family, and that they're all becoming kind of sustainably conscious and whatnot? Have you seen that, or you would assume that that's probably taking place? Tell me a little bit about any experiences you've had there.
Well, I mean, definitely, you know, I have a mantra, and one of the aspects of my mantra is you have the power, and you know, it's you have the power. Spend your money wisely and think globally, act locally. But you have the power to make change. So not just with yourself and your own actions and your own what you do in your life, but also for those around you. And when you have close friends and family, and maybe you're an influencer, but your question was about essentially family and friends. Definitely, kids have an incredible amount of power to create an influence, and they're the ones that are getting kind of affected most by this. I mean, I think there's disadvantaged people around the world, but definitely they are the ones that are going to be affected most, because they're the youth and they're the ones that are taking over the reins here. So they have the power, and they are making changes definitely in their own lives and their families' lives. So super important.
That's good to hear. Yeah, I think one of the things that I think about is, older generations. I'm older. I'm part of the baby boomer group and whatnot, and we certainly could have been doing more, over our lifetime to this point. But now
we can all be doing more.
We can all be doing more, absolutely. And I think, this is not. I want to emphasize this. I don't believe this is in any way, shape, or form what we're discussing today, political, or should it be political? We have a patient, and that patient is our Earth. And there are ways that we can help maintain and support the health and well-being of the Earth. And you, I take my hat off to you. If I had a hat, I would take it off. And the very little hair that I have, I'm not going to touch right now. But no, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of work to be done. And all of us here at the show, and I think Corey would agree to this, take our hat off to all the fine work you're doing and will be doing, and all the work that the students are doing. And it'd be exciting, I think, maybe in the future to actually have one of your students kind of come on with us in a later episode and kind of talk a little about their
yes,
experience.
we have, I mean, our internship program at Seaside, they're international. So
Okay.
we have kids from all, well, I call them kids. We have students from all over. Lots of them are getting accredited, getting credits from universities. They're in undergrad or graduate school. Lots of them are beyond. We take on a couple high schoolers every now and again, but yeah, we have interns that would love to be on. We have probably about 65 interns right now.
Okay. That's amazing. Yeah, no, I think that would be fun.
Excuse me.
Bless you, no worries. So I kind of wanted to address just briefly the kind of the smart energy concept here, and what we're attempting to do here. Bringing you on today from a sustainability standpoint, we certainly have been and will be talking to our audience about all things renewable, from hydroelectric to wind to solar to water. We're going to be looking at energy efficiencies, and we're going to look at sustainability. And I think you mentioned it. I think I wrote a note here about sustainability and the 3 Ps of people, planet, and profit. And sustainability, of course, is about one's individual familial responsibility to the community. And it's also equally important that corporate, as you mentioned, the profit, the corporate arena that is so important to kind of helping with our community from a sustainability and renewable energy standpoint. Is that a fair statement?
Very fair.
Okay.
Well summarized.
So let's look at a couple of other things. We've got probably about 3 minutes remaining. The one thing we wanted to try to, and we're going to have you back on first off, is wanted to give folks in the community the ability to kind of get some chunks of information. The goal here, again, is to educate and inform people, just like you're doing. I mean, you're doing so well with all of the programs that you're offering and doing with young people making a difference. I'm excited about the work you're doing. I want to ask you this one other question, and then we'll see how people can help you that are watching this program today. Tell me a little bit about, so blue technology is a term that you brought up. Seaside's, you have one division called Blue Technology. Or if you'd rather discuss another area, please. It's your...
we have, yeah, I mean, we have, kind of our 5 divisions real fast, are Green Scholars, legislation and advocacy, Blue Technology, marine science and education, the ones we talked about, and why am I spacing number 5 all of a sudden? To talk about blue technology, we sell sea bins. So sea bins are floating kind of vacuum cleaners that suck up marine debris. We are in the process of evaluating a lot of other technologies around the world, essentially, and seeing what are ones that we could stand behind, what are ones that we would like to sell in the Northeast and the United States. We're a distributor right now of Seabin, and our area is the Northeast. So
Seabin collects what, plastics?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, anything floating debris.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I want to talk more about that, and I'd love to see what that looks like and
yeah.
down the line.
And number 5 is green consulting. We consult with schools And I don't know why I just spaced it. We
No,
schools.
no worries, no
I
worries.
think it's the five divisions get my head a little spinning. So
No.
consult with schools on getting them to be more sustainable.
Okay. And you alluded to that a little bit before with the gardens, the composting, the things like that, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, there's green scholars and green consulting. So yeah.
Okay.
And getting them to reduce their energy consumption by putting renewables on their properties. So super important.
Okay. Is there one thing that you'd like to leave our audience with today regarding sustainability and seaside sustainability and what we can all do?
Yeah, and I'll go back to my mantra. It's the three-part mantra is, don't underestimate your power. You have the power to make change, whether it's in your life or the people that are around you. The second is, spend your dollars wisely. Be an informed consumer. You have a dollar. What are you going to spend it on? Because a dollar, as you spend your money, it is a vote for the company and what they're doing. If you like what they're doing, spend your dollars in that way. If you don't like what someone's doing, be informed too. You can find out a lot of information in the information age. I'll also be critical of what you read on the internet too. And then the last is, think globally and act locally. It's probably one of the best things that you can do, one of the best actions you can do on your day-to-day basis. So
I love it. I love it. So we have the ability to make change, and each and every one of us can be a part of that.
Exactly.
We just
I
have
appreciate
to.
you. Yeah, and I appreciate you guys inviting me, Corey and Eric. Thanks for having me on today.
No, it's great. It's and to our viewers out there, it's our first episode. We'll look forward to getting input from all of you. We'll be having speakers on each week. Whatever you'd like to see, we're here to provide that service to the audience here in the area and really throughout. I do want to ask this final point, and that is, how can people help you and your organization? What can we do to help you? I mean, I know that. You please tell me about that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the best.
Where can we go to help you?
I would love to not be in business, because if I were not in business, that means our Earth would be healthy. That is what I'd like to do. But in lieu of that, because I don't see that happening anytime soon, we have a great internship program. It's on our website. We're actually going to be relaunching the application, all the portals here in October. So if you know any young people that want a wonderful intern, we're doing it virtually too, all year round. So it kind of really fits into people's schedules. We also have an advisory team. So we're looking for people that are beyond college, that are looking, have sometimes, anywhere between 5 and 15 hours a week to give back. We are attracting people from all over the world at essentially kind of all ages. We have some retired people. We have some people in their 20s and 30s that are kind of more professional in their area. So anything from, bookkeeping to legal to marine science and education to blue technology, and they want to give back and work for a great organization. So we're taking applications. And then, we are all, we're a nonprofit 501c3 tax-deductible organization. And if people would like to support us in any way other than that, we would love it.
Okay, super. So guys, again, thank you, Eric Majors from Seaside Sustainability. You can find seasidesustainability.org.
Seasidesustainability.org, and then we're on all major, social media platforms. So.
Excellent. Well, listen, I want to thank you again. It's super to see you. I'll look forward to our next conversation.
Me too.
And here's to a healthier Earth. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Take care.
Great job, gentlemen. And if you would like to contribute to Smart Energy, you can email contribute@smartenergyinitiative.com if you'd like to hear on a certain topic or from an expert that you may know of, and Eric Corn will go and get in touch with them for the next episode of Smart Energy. Eric Majors, Eric Corn, great job, guys. Keep healthy, and we'll catch you on the other side.
Thank you. Thanks, Corey.
Thanks,
Eric.
Bye-bye.